I do think the Switch 2 is a cool looking system, and I like what they have planned for it, but their pricing, even for games, are not where I want them to be.
Yeah, I think it'll still be successful. I just don't think that they're following the same kind of principles that they've had with past systems, which maybe that'll work out for them. Who knows? Also, the whole game sharing thing, I don't know if you've seen anything about that, but
I
like
read a bit about it.
the game isn't necessarily always physically on the card that you buy if you're buying it, physically,
Yes.
but you can like use it with multiple systems. There's caveats to that, obviously, but that part is kind of cool. Like
They're basically changing the system where, like, if you wanted to go buy a physical edition of Fortnite or whatever, they don't actually have the game on the card. It's just a download. And let's say Fortnite's a horrible example. I think 2K, NBA 2K, I think was like that. If you wanted to sell the game afterwards, you couldn't because you got a download code, basically. You never... Oh, shit. Deegs found us.
He's back.
I was like, oh, shit. We've seen this man before.
So does your profile moves with it, right?
What do you mean?
Like in the 2K example, it's not like it's necessarily just a clean install of the game if you were to use the card on somebody else's system, is it?
I think it's a case of, like, it's a download code that can be shared, so everybody can get their own copy, and you just have to use the cartridge like a key. That's how I interpreted the idea, and I'm not necessarily against it. It's just that I would rather buy a physical game with the game actually on the cartridge.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. There's definitely that trade-off, and it feels like we've been approaching that for a long time, not just with Nintendo, but all these other consoles too. It's like physical media is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, or it's becoming way less of a thing. I mean, Best Buy, and to those outside of America, I don't know if you have a Best Buy, but it's like our electronics store, appliances, at one point also physical media, but they've also gotten rid of physical media.
Yeah.
You can't buy DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, or anything like that there anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, that was a big story last year or the year before when they ripped those sections out of every Best Buy across the country. And it really is a good indicator, at least in the US, of how deprecated physical games and media are becoming.
It really does suck because, I guess I can't go that way. I have to go around this way. There's an invisible wall here.
Yeah, I don't know how they decide the collisions in this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a collision issue. I will say, whenever I was going back and I was looking at my Nintendo Switch library, because I really enjoyed using my Switch back when I was in college, especially. My physical library it's nice. It's not like overly impressive or anything, but the amount of physical games that I bought for it, because I'm a believer in that, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And
plus that you own it.
Yeah.
Like the cloud provider for either the game store or for, the game itself, like if it has online services, but it still has an offline mode, like that's where I hate that with games moving away from the physical media, where it's like, okay, so if they decide to take their servers down,
then you're out of luck.
What do you do about that?
Like
yeah,
you're done.
$60 on nothing. Literally nothing.
So, other side of that, I like buying my games on Steam. I'm a PC gamer. I buy games on Steam. Now, I know I'm not owning those games. It's basically a license to play the game on the platform.
Right.
But Steam and Valve, they basically own the PC gaming market. Like, they have dominated. I don't see there ever being an issue with, like, the Steam servers going down one day or something like that. I don't think that's really possible in the next couple of decades. So I feel okay. But for like a third party, maybe not so much. I have to look
Yeah,
through crates, by the way. That's why I'm here again.
I mean, ironically, this game and MMOs in general are a good example of that. Like in other media, you might have like abandonware where you can still find a copy of it, play it yourself, and enjoy it the way that you did 20 years ago, even though the third party servers are long gone.
Yeah,
But with a game like this, I mean, you have to have a server to connect to. And that's how so many of these games, even the ones that are primarily like solo focused, are set up where like you still have to connect to a third party server in order to even play the offline like solo mode.
right, which is
And
odd.
it's yeah, it's unnecessary, and it's kind of scary to your point where like if this company goes out of business or they just decide that it's not worth the investment anymore, or enough time has passed where they're like, we're not going to keep this around, not enough people are playing it to warrant keeping it around, like you're kind of out of luck.
Well, here I've got another one here for you. So
Mhm.
I don't know if you are. You don't have to be too knowledgeable on the series, but I'm sure you've heard of the Kingdom Hearts series by Square Enix.
Of course.
The basically Final Fantasy with Disney, and I had always thought ever since the Nintendo Switch came out, the original games, the ones that were released on like the PS2, the PSP, and all that, because of how old the engine is, you should be able to play those games on the Switch. And when they finally ported the games over, the collections that they came out with all their titles, including the big new one with the third game, they did cloud versions. Meaning, on the Nintendo Switch, you pay full price for these games that you have to stream to your portable console of the Switch. You don't own
Oh, so
them.
it's not even like a download and install. You are literally just connecting to
Exactly.
a stream of the game.
Yeah. No,
And it's full price?
it's still full priced.
That's yeah, that feels kind of shady.
I completely agree. Also, you want to launch your ship? We've got some Navy Man-O-Wars and EITC ogres to go and take down.
Do it.
But yeah, I don't know if the Nintendo Switch 2 will like make them rethink their decision, because the game, the collection and everything, it's on Steam, it's on all the consoles. It's just the Switch has that, and that is even more so of an example of you can play the games now in a really unstable way, but once they shut down their servers, you paid $60 to $100 for something that you can no longer enjoy whatsoever.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure it's included in that end user license agreement or terms of service for going to play it, that you agree to that,
Right.
and that it could be shut off at any time, which doesn't make it any worse or any better. I just I hope that they change course, realizing that this isn't popular and like it's not as accessible. Like if you have crappy internet connection and you're under the impression that you're purchasing the game, you'll be able to play it, and it's a terrible experience for you. You have no recourse.
I think parents will struggle the most when it comes to all of these, because when they're buying something for their kids, they're not going to know what a key cartridge is compared to like a regular cartridge. Also, we need to go east. So 90
What do you
degrees
mean?
to our right. Actually, there's a Man-O-War right in front of us.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Ooh. I've got the ogre quest tracked.
Okay.
But
Try to avoid hitting the dreadnought because those things aren't fun to. Oh my god! All right, everything went green again.
I think oh, there's an invasion starting.
They're too good.
Fun stuff though.
Yeah, I don't mean to get up on a soapbox and just bitch and moan about it, but
No, I will though.
it is a concerning trend, and it doesn't seem great for consumers. It seems nice for these companies, but you know.
Well, at the end of the day, and I think I said this to you before we started recording, money talks, and unfortunately that's kind of where we sit, is with money indeed talking, because they know that people will want to pay no matter what to play what they want to play and in whatever fashion. So
Yeah, right. They'll only get away with it as long as they know that they can get away with it.
pretty much, yeah.
Money decides that.
Money kind of decides a whole lot of things, and you can argue, yeah, capitalism, yeehaw, but I think that's just how the world kind of works in a way.
Yeah.
I think there's another Man of War straight ahead. Oh, we should probably, do we want to destroy this dreadnought?
Yeah, we gotta.
It's a dangerous fella.
He'll follow us. He'll stalk us.
Oh, cannon level, cool.
Did you get any new types of cannonballs out of that?
I need to look up like a guide or something. I remember years ago there was somebody in my Discord server where they're like, yeah, just use this to like get like the best, you know, directions with leveling stuff up. Because you don't want to just like get everything. You want to like maximize your potential or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially for the skill stuff at the bottom.
Yeah, so I gotta try and find that again. Whoever sent me that link, or I'll just look something up and wing it.
Do we need more Man of Wars?
We need 2 more Man of Wars.
Okay. Got one over here. Don't you dare.
Yeah, come on,
No.
Particle Mongrel. No.
No.
No. Okay, there's one to our right.
Yeah.
This guy. It does look kind of cool, though.
Their ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fully upgraded.
Oh, there's another Man of War that spawned back there, but no, we'll get this guy up here. I guess another thing, with everything going on right now, we also have high prices on PC parts because of the whole supply-demand situation.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like, the long-term effects of that. I just wonder how expensive some of these components are going to get up to.
I mean...
And if PC gaming is just not going to be viable in a couple of years or sooner.
This could be a good way for console gaming to, like, get back on top as being, like, the best direction for, like, a casual player that doesn't want to invest in a whole-ass system.
Right, yeah, because if you want to do your own, like, pre-build or custom build, and it's going to cost $1,600, $2,000, more than that, like, just to get a decent gaming PC.
Yep.
Yeah, why wouldn't you choose the, you know, the even $600?
Yeah, there's a Man of War behind us.
Oh, is there?
Yes. Yeah, it's on the other side of Padres. It's right next to it.
Oh, I see it. It's like almost in the island.
Pretty much. I kind of, back when I was a kid playing this game, or whenever I had started playing it, I guess the early variations of this game, whenever you get onto your ship, you quite literally leave the island and then go back. Ah, shit. Destroyed the Man of War. You would quite literally, like, depart from the island and just, like, transition into the open waters. And that always fascinated me.
I remember, you're right, it was like very, very early on. That may have been like immediately post-launch or something like that. But I think it was just, especially at the time, so resource intensive to do that.
Very much, yes.
That it wasn't sustainable.
Yeah, I fully understand why they had to, like, do something different. Okay, the next one's to our right.
But that would be cool to see added back, just because it adds to the immersion a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see it, but even so, we're in the future, and, like, technology may allow for that. This game engine is a different story.
True.
Okay, so we want to basically go north, and we can find the ogres. The EITC ogres. We got to get
So
8
head
of
towards
them.
Tortuga.
I think so, yeah. Let me repair the ship all the way here. Like, I'm very happy that I was able to do my PC upgrades whenever I did. Basically, before everything went to hell.
Yeah, my girlfriend was telling her parents, like, you need to, if you're going to do the phone upgrade that you've been talking about for the past, like, year and a half, you need to do it now before
Yes.
prices really skyrocket.
I mean, there's been plenty of articles talking about how Apple, the Apple prices for like an iPhone or whatever would just skyrocket if we were to make them here in the States. Or how
you want to pay $3,000 for an iPhone?
no, I'm good. Paying $1,000 for one is already kind of, you know, not fun. I don't want to pay more.
Yeah, same. They're already too expensive.
But I do like my iPhone, I will admit.
It is nice, especially if you're like you and just fully immersed in their ecosystem. You have a Mac, right?
Yep.
You have the Apple Watch.
I've got a little bit of everything.
Do you have a HomePod?
I actually do. It's just I don't have it hooked up right now. I kind of found less use for it whenever I went back to using Spotify instead of Apple Music, and I originally got it for like my office environment, but you know I'm not in that office environment anymore. Therefore, I don't have too much of a need. Slightly to our right, by the way. It's like northeast.
Okay. Did you find use for it, like, as a digital assistant? Because it uses Siri, right? And Siri kind of still sucks.
Yeah, it's still kind of rough, even with the AI enhancements. Honestly, I was thinking of going for, like, an Alexa, to try and actually, you know, utilize a assistant that works with a lot of the smart devices in my home.
Right. Yeah, it seems like the best bet at the moment. Although both Alexa and the Google Home have released their own AI enhancements now at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's supposed to be more like natural language and a little more flexible in what it's able to do.
Okay.
But I've heard better things about Amazon's implementation of that.
Yeah, there's ogres supposedly all around here.
Yeah, I see 2 more. How many do you need in total?
We need 7 more here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be taking down quite a bit of ships. We're going to be costing the EITC quite a bit of money.
Screw 'em.
Yeah, fuck the government. And I mean
Piracy,
that.
baby.
Yes, sir. For legal reasons, I don't mean that.
Right. You don't want to end up on the list.
Yes, sir.
What he meant to say is that he loves the government and is supportive of everything that they do.
I like purchasing things and, like, going, you know, going the moral route all the time, not screwing over businesses.
Turn him into fish.
Yes.
Or the government.
Free market Michael, that's what I call him.
Yes, sir. That's my name. It's Michael_FM, free market. Not to be confused with my
Here's
radio
your-
station.
Yeah, I would listen to that. What would your radio station consist of music-wise?
Probably whatever I do listen to, which is like an awful mix of everything. I mostly listen to like alternative music, rock, but I'll you know listen to some rap, hip hop, you know, here and there. Depends on the mood. So I'd probably have some good indie stuff on the old Michael FM.
Yeah.
What about you? What would your radio station be?
It would just be Michael Bublé on repeat.
Oh,
Yes.
I would not be there then.
I'm a bubblehead.
Are you actually? What about Nickelback?
I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, I like hip hop. I also like some pop. I like more retro music sometimes, depending on the vibe or who I'm hanging out with. I'm
Yeah.
really a music chameleon.
It really does depend on, like, the environment or, like, the overall vibe.
Like, I listened to a lot of 80s and 90s music growing up, so when I am around my family, that's mostly what we listen to, and I enjoy it, you know, but not necessarily what I would put on if I'm
Right.
just...
There's an ogre behind us, by the way.
There's one in front of us, too.
Oh, sorry. I always look in the past,
further.
not the future.
Yeah, you need to look forward, Michael. Keep moving forward.
Yeah, I know. One of these days I'll learn. Okay, what about Nickelback? You know, Nickelback has always been like that band where it's like, oh, you like Nickelback? But
Yeah.
honestly, they're not that bad in my opinion.
No, I think they get too much hate. They're just like the go-to kind of like meme, I feel like.
It's easy to shit on them type music.
Yeah, exactly. But they're, I mean, well, we have the 4 phones. I don't remember what that means. I think we're, oh yeah, we have bounty hunters coming out.
Yeah. We need 2 more ogres. If we can get those and then just, you know...
Bounty hunter!
Oh, yeah, we got a bounty hunter on us. If we can port afterwards, I think we'll be safe.
Okay, yeah. Well, we gotta be careful. I don't know how many more of these we can kill before they start closing the ports.
Oh, that's right. What happens when they close the ports? Where do you go?
You have, well, they don't close all of them, but they'll be like, okay, Tortuga and Padres are closed, so you have to find somewhere else.
Oh, I see. I'm gonna repair the ship. Just keep on going.
Literally just trying to find an ogre.
I think there's an ogre behind us.
Bounty hunter is also behind
Oh, wow.
us.
I can...
I guess the
it's
invasion's
nice
over.
out all of a sudden.
They really should add like a transition to that.
They
It's
really
kind of
should.
jarring. Immediately, like, oh, invasion's over.
Yeah, if Toontown can do it, Pirates can do it.
Yeah. Although this game still hasn't figured out butterflies, so...
Butterflies?
Yeah.
Like
Toontown figured
Toontown
out
butterflies?
Yeah. You don't think there are butterflies in the Caribbean?
I don't think so, no. I've never even seen a bird. I think a bird would be like...
Oh, they
Wait.
have birds at Raven's Cove. That's like the whole thing.
Do they actually? Like, are there actual ravens?
Yes.
I obviously don't recall these things.
Your final quest for Raven's Cove was to defeat a raven.
Was it actually? Okay, we can go to
Is that all
port.
of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can land anywhere.
Oh, shoot.
I'll shoot at this guy. Or actually no, sail.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Sail
get
by
back.
AWOL Nation. Shoot, what else is going on in the world?
Everything's on fire.
It does feel like it at times, doesn't it?
Right. But I think the most important thing is to switch to news.
I think so. Actually, I was really disappointed whenever the, you know, because of the tariffs and everything, it was announced that the pre-orders were going to be pushed back to a, you know, unknown date. And I'm like, damn it, I wanted to spend $500 on Mario Kart.
I
was
just
so
got this
ready.
new loan. I'm looking to burn through it.
I just opened a whole new line of credit. I'm so ready.
Yeah. It would have been funny if in the same announcement, and they're like, and now announcing the Nintendo credit card.
That would actually be awful. I would not get it. Unless, like, it's maybe to just, you know, I'll take this off.
What if it was like for every dollar you spend on these categories, like food, you know, apps, services, whatever, you can earn Nintendo points or whatever their store, like shop credit things are.
Well, that's a tough one because at the same time, I don't think I use enough of Nintendo to, like, justify it. But if there was, like, 5% back on, like, cash, food, whatever, like, just regular cash back, I think I'd be down for that. I love...
I don't think they'd do that.
No, they wouldn't. I love cash back on credit cards. Like, that is, like, I don't know, it tickles, like, my brain a little or something. That I'm, like, saving money.
Michael, it's better. It's Nintendo bucks. Like,
Nintendo dollars.
you get gold coins.
Weren't they doing away with their points system, actually?
If they are, that's dumb. Yeah, let's see. What is the currency for the Nintendo shop?
I think they, how they did have it, but I have to repair a wagon? Oh shit, yeah, oh my god, this whole thing is broken. I didn't even realize.
Wait, can I see this? Is it gonna let me?
Oh no, it's fixed now. You'll see it in the video.
Okay.
No, I mean it is still actually kind of broken. Actually, yeah, it is just straight up broken. I think it looked worse, but now it's like on a box and everything. This wagon is definitely
just call it eShop funds. That's dumb.
Yeah, but they used to have like gold points or whatever that you could utilize for you know, it was like I don't know how many points equal to $1 or whatever, and you would get points for purchases of games, either on the eShop or physically, which was pretty lit. You know, more of an incentive to buy the games.
Yeah.
But they're doing away with that system.
They're taking away everything that made Nintendo unique and fun and cool.
All for the sake of money. Oh, wait, I have to bribe this person for 1,000 gold? All right. It's kind of strange. It's a weird thing that we're teaching the kids.
You have to give them 1,000 gold?
Yeah, I had to give this NPC 1,000 gold.
This is how they're trying to control the economy.
I completely agree. You know, I think we've talked about it before in like a way earlier episode, like years and years and years ago, but if this game actually had like trading and selling and like, oh, wait, I have to repair the fucking, I gotta repair this shit again? How many times do I have to repair this wagon?
It broke in the time that it took you to go
over
there and come back.
Okay, now it's actually like completely fixed for me. What does it look like to you?
The same as it did before.
Broken? Or
what
like
changed about it?
It's now a like fixed wagon. Like it's actually fully fixed.
I think it only appears broken for you if you're on the quest line because it's looked the same and it looks fine.
Okay. Then
but that's interesting at least. I mean, I don't think they've had anything else that uses that kind of mechanic.
It's definitely a World of Warcraft type of thing. But no, as I was saying, if there was like a market system in this game, I think that would actually like destroy a sense of economy here.
Yeah, you know, there were rumors in the original game because the like inventory system that they have now and like the weapon equipping system that they have now is not the same as it was at like the Pirates Online initial launch. You didn't like there weren't individual weapons with specific stats and like boosts and things like that. It was literally just like you have 6 weapons, you have your sword, gun, voodoo doll, grenades, like staff and all that. And like you can switch between them, but like you don't have like custom versions of them really. You could get them upgraded like through the quest lines, which is why they have so many that are like, oh, get this by doing this quest. Like you can get this better version of the weapon. But when they added the more robust inventory system and like looting and everything like that, where you could actually like, oh, I got this really good sword or I got this really good gun, like that's when there were rumors, oh, they're gonna do trading and like
but it never came to fruition.
Like auction house. Yeah, no, and that never came to fruition. I think for the same reason that you're saying, like there's so many ways to get large amounts of money very easily in this game from nowhere, and to create like a player driven economy around that would just be a shit show. Everything would be so expensive and nothing would be truly valuable. Like
no, I think so. I mean, getting stuff off of bosses and stuff is one thing because you can use like the mechanic you see in Final Fantasy 14 or WoW where like once you use it, it binds to you. Like you can't trade it.
Yeah. That probably would help a lot. And you're right, that is pretty common, I feel like, in any serious MMO. Like, there are at least some items that are like that, where it binds to you when you equip it.
I think I have to fight these scorpions.
Do
Yes,
you
I
have
do.
to, or do you want to? Okay.
I mean, I kind of do. It seems kind of like a funny thing.
Yeah, fuck these scorpions.
Now I have to get scorpion meat, crab meat, and I have to get something off of, I have to get something off of a gator back in El Sureron, which is where we were earlier. So I'm just going to sit here and kill the scorpions.
Okay. I'll get to Deuteron then.
Okay, it should be, if you open up the... Oh yeah, this is not the right location. I don't know how to get there.
The lava adds some more light, at least.
No, I like this area. It's actually kind of nice.
Pretty calming.
I will say, even so, it
But
should
yeah,
be like extremely hot in here. It's very calming.
Yeah, I'm like a foot away from molten lava, but sure, it's fine.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like, I don't know if adding some kind of trading system would be a good idea at this point. I don't know enough about, especially the like smaller, more dedicated player base that this game has now, if that would really benefit them, because I feel like everybody who's playing it now kind of has everything that they want to have at this point.
Yeah.